Well, the Fyre Festival has become synonymous with the words fiasco or debacle. It's
Yeah.
a cautionary tale. People say we don't want another Fyre Festival on our hands when they're talking about the way things should not go.
Hmm.
And Billy McFarland is the poster child for over-promising and under-delivering.
Right.
His skills were confidence and marketing and convincing investors that he could make this festival happen. So he wasn't useless, but he was a spectacular failure. And his weakness was that he had no idea what it took to put on a music festival.
Well, I don't know. Do you get into much of the marketing portion of it?
Of
Because what
course.
was top notch was the marketing end. That
Correct.
the run up was outstanding, to a degree, uh, in a way. What it seems like is that Billy McFarland went and had a wonderful time in the Bahamas with Ja Rule and a bunch of Instagram models, and that was great. And they filmed it, and then they showed everybody that video, and they're like, "We're going to invite everybody to do this," and it didn't really work out that way.
Yeah, correct. Everybody said that looks like a lot of fun.
Right.
And for some people like Rochester Ray, who might not know what the Fyre Festival was, in clip 2, this is what it was all about.
The Fyre Festival promised pristine waters, beautiful people, luxury accommodations, and A-list entertainment. But when festival goers arrived, they were met with disaster tents, soggy sandwiches, and chaos.
This is an absolute disaster.
Right. So everybody was like, all these rich assholes thought they were going to show up and have a one of a kind experience, and it turned out to be a refugee camp, basically.
Yeah.
And this wasn't only facilitated by Billy McFarland, though. A lot of his clout came from his association with the top tier talent promised to attend. Bella Hadid and Kendall Jenner were signing off on this. Blink 182 is going to perform, but investors saw that Ja Rule had partnered with Billy, and that lent legitimacy to the plan. So, Joe, do you have some explanation about Ja Rule's involvement?
Yeah, well, not so much his involvement, but I mean, if you don't, I guess maybe we'll say Ja Rule was a rapper in the like early 2000s. Um, he, kind of a substandard or like a rip-off artist or whatever of say DMX, I would think. But
Poor DMX.
what poor man's DMX, really. And so he's a rapper who this was like he's past his prime. What am I gonna do next? Ja Rule was kind of like trying to get into all of these like get rich quick schemes kind of or whatever. And it ended up kind of being like a match made in heaven between Billy McFarland and Ja Rule. It was just like, we're going to create this whole thing. And, he was starting his own like credit card company at the time or something like that. Things that like don't even make any sense anymore, like post blockchain and cryptocurrency. This was like before that. So it's almost seemed like a run up to maybe cryptocurrency or whatever. Not that that had anything to do with this, but it's just the kind of get rich quick schemes that Ja Rule it was kind of like focused on. He's just like, well, my music career's over, so what am I going to do now?
If only NFTs were invented by then.
Yeah, exactly. Like this was like right before that, right before the explosion of like crypto. If and the thing about it when you look at that is like these are a bunch of like little crybabies who the problem here is that they were paying a lot of money to attend this concert and saying that you were going to get a villa and things like that, and that was not the case at all. So little rich kid. What I find most amusing about this whole situation is that I watched some of the other like people who attended or whatever, and it was like, oh, I'm an influencer. This is an influencer event that because I'm an influencer, I'm going to attend this, and this event would be nothing if I was not in attendance, and then they all got ripped off, which is hilarious. There's really no like if you're a person like myself, there's no losers here. Everyone got fucked over and lost money, and it's hilarious to me. But
Do you want to play your Ja Rule clip one
sure,
here?
we can go ahead. My clip two, Joe's clip two, Ed, is so Ja Rule is one of the most prominent people to partner with Billy McFarland on this, and here's his apology to everybody.
I truly apologize, as this is not my fault, but I am taking responsibility. I am deeply sorry to everyone who was inconvenienced by this. Murder.
Yeah, he should have just blamed it all on the ghost of DMX. Murder. So,
Well, maybe if he was a little more involved, this wouldn't have happened. He's like, this isn't my fault. But
yeah,
you were co-signing on everything that was happening.
he was the face man to Billy McFarland's Hannibal Smith, basically.
Yeah, and the F team, the world's worst team.
And Bella Hadid was the howling mad Murdoch.
Right. This is
Do you
famously
talk about it all? Kendall Jenner's like payout of this,
no.
what happened with her?
No.
With the funny thing is, so one of the biggest parts of the marketing campaign was that they got these models like Bella Hadid and Kendall Jenner to. This was if the event was as well orchestrated as the marketing of this, it would have been tremendous because I don't even know where they were getting the money. If they paid Kendall Jenner like $270,000 to post about this one time, and it was coordinated in the way that like much like our background, actually our background looks very similar to this like orange just block within Instagram. Like if you're scrolling, you just come across like this orange block and you'd be like, what the fuck is this all about? And and it says like Fyre Festival about it. And then you get Kendall Jenner saying, oh, Fyre Fest, I'll be there or something like that. And she was paid $270,000. And most of the time, this is probably where like the freebooting or like calling out people, their content and stuff like that. Like you have to say that this was sponsored or that she was paid to do this because she was paid $270,000 to post about Fyre Festival one time. She was sued or it was brought to court and she had to give back $90,000 of her $270,000 payout. So it's not like she didn't make fucking money. It was just like, okay, drop in the fucking bucket. Who gives a shit? She still made thousands of dollars for fucking posting about this. So, wow, slap on the wrist. Sorry about that, everybody. But yeah, everybody still got fucked over.
Yes. This does famously fall apart. And investors lost upwards of $26 million.
And it seems like it was all coordinated marketing up front.
Right. Yeah. Well, like I said at the top, the marketing was his strength. Right. So Billy gets sentenced to 6 years in jail and has to pay back $25 million. But he also has to bend over on Good Morning America and let the world's worst public speaker, Michael Strahan, dress him down on national television in clip one, Ed.
Trying to get the money. And I would literally wake up every day to a document that we were called urgent payment sheet. And I had an amount of money that I had to acquire before the bank closed that day to stop the company from going underwater. And so I was literally day by day doing whatever it took. And looking back, it was so incredibly stupid.
Admittedly, he didn't even realize how out of control the organization of the show was. A lot like this show, Joe.